Hello and welcome to Cleveland Skateboarding Storytellers podcast. I am your host, Christian Svitak, and today we have a very special episode, doing things a little differently. We have co-host Eric Becker with
Yes.
our guest today,
Yes.
Richie Hamila.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, welcome guys, and thanks for
Hey.
thanks for putting all this together, you guys. I know we've tried to make this happen a few times, but schedules don't always make it happen.
I can't remember too much.
So thanks.
Between
Thanks
both
for
of
doing
us, we might remember kind of.
Yeah.
that.
Help each other.
But remember, though,
Yeah.
don't believe what you've heard because the truth is probably worse, guaranteed.
Well, it'll be all right.
It's going to be great.
Bad.
It's going to be great.
Try not to.
Well, let me start this off with I think anybody that's been around in the Cleveland skateboarding community since the 80s is going to know. They're going to know. They're going to know you, Rich. They're going to be looking forward to hearing what you have to say. But I wanted to start this off by reading the story I wrote about you on the Cleveland Skateboarding Instagram some years ago. You were one of the first people I ever wrote a story about back in, where's the date here? Back in, I can't find a date. When was that? September 9th, 2021. I think this was like the third or fourth post I ever did.
Wow.
So I think this will help all the younger people out there that maybe aren't familiar with you, why you're on here right now. So let me just start this off. Rich Hamila, born 1969, which would make you 56?
Not yet.
Not yet. Almost.
Almost.
Started skateboarding in 1978. In 1988, I started taking the RTA down Broadway to Public Square to skate. That's when I started to meet skaters from other parts of the city. One person that I didn't meet back then, but often heard his name spoken of, was Rich Hamila. I met guys that were older than me. I really looked up to them for their skating abilities. I thought they were the best. But these same skaters would tell me stories of someone else, Richie Hamila. It was like urban folklore. Rich was the guy that all the best guys in Cleveland loved. He skated vert and street. All the stories I heard was that he was the best. I'd hear stories of him at the Rolling Bowl or in his backyard vert ramp. His vert ramp on the near west side, sandwiched in his little backyard, attracted skaters from all over. The more people skated with him, the more stories were told. Rich Hamila was at the forefront of progression in Cleveland, not just on vert, but also street. This was the mid-'80s. Street skating was just in its infancy.
Yeah.
There wasn't much street skating to reflect on in magazines back then. So to be a kid in Cleveland and be pushing street skating and vert is pretty remarkable. There were no local videos back then. You were lucky if someone had a camera with a roll of film to take a picture. You had to be there to witness it as it happened or hope that someone could pass some stories your way. To this day, I still hear random stories about how Richie did this or did that. His skating is still admired by so many in Cleveland. Cleveland skaters have a very distinct style, approach, and attitude. I can't help to wonder how much of that has been subconsciously passed down from Rich, his friends, and everyone wanting to skate like them starting back in the mid-'80s. I think it's important to keep passing the stories along. I hope the stories of Rich's skating get passed down for future generations of Cleveland skaters to hear. From all of your friends you skated with, the skaters that came after, and the Cleveland kid that just started skating, we show our gratitude. Thanks for crushing it, Rich. So there you have it. There's a good little introduction. So yes.
You want to talk about your ho-ho street plant?
I can't do a ho-ho. I was never able to do a ho-ho.
So Rich, what was the neighborhood you started growing up skating in? It's like the near west side.
Yeah. When I was young, skateboarding was kind of weird because there was no there probably was like fat boards and stuff like that, but we had the plastic ones that came from Kmart and stuff. But there was some kids around the corner. A friend of mine, Sergio Perez, he lived right next door to the deli. It was our local store around the corner. I mean, he's like a stone throw from the ramp. But his older brother and his friends would skate around, and they had these skateboards. They're pretty cool. One was like fiberglass, and it was a little longer, and it wasn't real wide, either, but it had this, the sunset on it or some shit like that. It was cool. The other kids' skateboard wasn't as cool. But those are cool. And then my sister started dating these two dudes. Well, not both of them. But they had skateboards, which I can take and push around on, which was cool. And since I was all stoked on it and stuff, that Easter, when we came downstairs and our Easter baskets were there, and each basket was sitting on this yellow skateboard, the plastic ones. But
Yeah.
I was stoked, you know what I mean? It's like, fuck, I got one.
Wait, so the Easter Bunny brought you the skateboard?
Yep, I think he skates.
Dang, probably.
He probably skated to the house.
And how old were you think?
Damn, I was pretty young then.
Was that 78?
Tori and Teresa both got boards too? You were a crew?
Yeah, they got boards.
Wow.
She couldn't, Mom couldn't, the Easter Bunny couldn't, But yeah, that was, other than getting into it that way, until I got into it more serious, for real. It was a minute because I didn't know how to get there. But there were some kids that lived down the street, and they had this magazine. It was a Kid's Life. And I seen this dude riding a BMX on the cover. And I was like, man, that's cool. So I took this magazine, and the kid didn't know it. But I took it, and I checked out all this shit in there. They had ads for skateboards and stuff. But I was stoked on the BMX.
Were you riding BMX back then?
That's when it started.
Yeah, Richie was a raging little BMX ripper too.
I
Racer.
built my bike out of whatever parts. Then Ken Schneider had a BMX team, and me and Cadillac were on it. There are a few other people that I can't remember. But
Did you have T-shirts?
We had jerseys. Schneider's BMX.
Wow, imagine getting one of those.
Do you still have one of that jersey?
No.
Wow.
Oh,
I think my mom sold it at like a garage sale or something.
Wow. Crazy. I didn't know that he ever had a team.
Yeah, another thing about skateboarding, at the corner store, the deli, they had the shaved ice. They would sell it, and there was a period they had skateboard cups, and they would change all the time. And there was these skateboarders on there, doing the 360 or headstand or, whatever, and they're all fancy. And I collected them all. And I had a whole stack of them, and I thought I was cool, and I sold them at the garage sale. That's why you became so good.
Shit, man. This deli, where was this deli? What neighborhood are we talking about?
It's legendary, bro.
It's around the corner from my house. You walk down.
People from coast to coast know about Dave's Deli.
Dave's Deli.
Yeah.
We can tell you stories, but that probably wouldn't be good. But Sergio lived right next door, and he was, man, always over and skating.
Still skating. And his kids.
I've seen the videos and shit. He's actually gnarly,
Sergio from The Real Deal.
and he'll knock you out.
Wait, so does Sergio did Sergio get into skating before you did, or was this like at the same time?
It was at the same time, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
So you guys just discover it, just like I can't imagine, just from the conversations I've had with other people, like back then it doesn't seem like there was a real big Cleveland skateboard scene yet.
well, we didn't
Right.
know it was a scene. You know
It
what
was
I
just your
mean?
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, the kids. Well, we got into it and we did. I still didn't have a legit board, you know, whatever. I don't mean to put the guys down that had the skinny boards or the plastic ones or anything like that, but
Right.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But again, there was BMX, so I started racing BMX at the Columbia Station Indoor, and it was cool. That's where I met Jim Cavalack because he raced BMX too, and we had one of those I don't know, something, and Jim was ollieing over it on his BMX bike, and I was like, damn, that's cool. And I wasn't gonna do that, but we raced and it was fun, and that was it. Then one day I was up at Schneider's and I was coming out, and Dave Oysterhouse, he was coming out and he had like this Dwayne Peters and he had stickers all over it and shit. And I was like, holy shit, look at that thing. And that was it.
Easter Bunny.
And I went in there. Ken didn't sell skateboards at that time, but there was a sales guy that was going around for Veriflex, and he was trying to, you know, get people to sell his boards. And we were in there one day, and that guy came in, and Ken asked us. He was like, "Would you buy these boards?" And I was like, "Yeah," you know. And he started selling those boards. They were like Veriflex.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you could have been pretty instrumental in Schneider's bike shop. I mean, it sounds like that's the story. Like why Ken started carrying skateboards because of that moment,
I don't know about that,
right?
but
Well, if he wasn't carrying skateboards and then the Veriflex guy came in and then asked you, you know what I mean? If you would be into it
he
and then he
was
got it.
talking
I
to
mean, that
Ken.
sounds that's
I didn't hear it, you know.
right.
Ken just asked us.
Wow. That's crazy though, to hear like the beginning of Schneider's carrying skateboards, you know? I never heard that story. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So then what? So then you ended up getting one of those Veriflex?
No, I couldn't get a Veriflex.
What was the board that came after that?
It was Madrid Mike Smith, and it was used. It was beat up, you know what I mean? It wasn't beat up bad.
Where'd you get that from?
I got that from Kevin Largent, and he made me pay for it. I gave him some money. I can't remember how much. It was probably not a lot, but back then it probably was. But it was complete. It had trucks and wheels on it, and it was cool. We would skate around. We went into the valley. There was like one turn down there. Back then, that was a bank. It could still be there. I don't know. But it was like right on the path and stuff, and you can go and shoot down and carve on it and stuff and do stuff. But that was the start. And then I was getting stoked. There was no ramp or anything. I found that's when I found the elf ramp, I think. Or no, yeah.
So who was your in? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think Was it Lurch? Was he your in kind of like?
Yeah, because of BMX.
Yeah.
And we became buddies. And then we were going to Avon Lake BMX, and we were racing there. The starting hill is still there off of 83.
Yeah.
But then we started, when we go to the track, we would bail on racing, and then we would go skate. You know, sometimes we would race, you know, but sometimes we'd be like, you know, let's get out of here, do whatever. By that time, there was probably Impit going on, or PR. So there were some other ones. There was a little fountain right before you get to Slippery Rock, whatever. I mean, it's so shallow. It was there. I seen it the other day. It's like this deep.
Where's Slippery Rock?
Up Columbia. And you keep going until you hit it turns like this. And then there's a burger joint. What the hell's the name? I was just there.
Burger King.
No. But it was in a neighborhood, and it was like a fountain thing, and it was blue paint peeling off of it. But you can curb on top, but you can drop in and kind of snake and go up the other side and do an axle stall or something. We would hit anything that had a transition.
Yeah. So these other guys or kids in your neighborhood that had good boards, where were they?
No one
where
had
were
a
they?
good board. I mean,
I thought you said like you saw someone. Oh, like someone came out of Schneider's with the Dwayne board. Like, where were people getting boards from? Like, who was carrying good boards back then?
I don't know where he got it.
Yeah.
It wasn't Amazon.
No.
People were probably throwing money in envelopes.
Yeah. But it was Dave. Dave raced BMX too, and he kind of went freestyle, you know, so he was probably, I don't know, I didn't hang out with him, so I don't know where he got that board, but I just seen him coming out of Schneider's with it.
Wow. Where did you get your first like really good board at?
At this I don't know if I would call it a skate shop in Berea. Do you know the place I'm talking about?
I probably have heard people talk about it. Well, you had Tim's, and then you had another one. Jules was just talking about it. Damn.
I'll remember his name because I can't forget it, but it just
not BJ, is it?
I don't know. He was you go in there and it always smelled like pot. You know.
Surprise, surprise.
And
BJ, remember BJ? He looked like Mr. T, kind of. From Berea?
Oh, yeah, it wasn't him.
Okay.
No, it wasn't BJ at all. Turner knows who this guy is.
Turner would know.
Phone a friend.
Yeah. He might have said something about him when he did his podcast.
Yeah, I bet he did.
I watched it, but I bet you he did. Because he gave but this guy sold Paul Peralta boards. And some other stuff, maybe roller skates, I don't know. And I got a sword and skull, but it was just a sword and skull. It had no name on it. I think that.
Yeah.
Whose board was that?
Was it Ray Bones Rodriguez? Was that it?
I think that is that.
Yeah, that was his graphic.
But this had no name on it, and it was silver, and it had like a red graphic.
Yeah.
And at that time, someone was building the elf ramp.
And the elf ramp, I've heard the elf ramp. Was that the one? Was that in Brecksville?
No, that was in Bay Village, right on
Bay
Wolf
Village.
Road.
Bay Village.
Yeah, between whatever Columbia, but it was in this kid Ken Pachase's backyard. But at the same time, there was that ramp.
Is that it?
No, that's not elf ramp, but that's the Dacos, and that was in Ridgeville. That was in North Ridgeville.
Wow.
On Center Ridge. So this one was going, and the other one was being built, basically. I don't know.
So this was like mid 80s, you think?
No, it's probably that could have been like 85, I guess.
Got me. That was before me.
I mean, I was in California right when I turned 18. So, and I'm, 56? I had to be pretty young. I don't even know what I was just talking about, but I was pretty young. It had to be like 85 at least.
Yeah. So then how long did it take before you built your infamous vert ramp?
It just kind of went boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
You know, there was a ramp before Elf Ramp that was in the woods off of Clegg Road, in the woods, kind of right there. I got a couple pictures of it, real like kind of grainy of them riding and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't ride that one.
Yeah.
But a beer check rode that, and Paul Wade, and I don't know, this other kid, Ken Bachesa, that gets the Elf Ramp built in his yard. So Elf Ramp's getting built.
Which one's this?
That's the Elf Ramp. It's got the blood dripping channel.
Oh, wow.
Who is that?
I can't see it.
Is that Angelus? Is this it too?
Yeah,
this is my job, by the way, just to pull
These
pictures
are
and talk.
Good. Yeah, we need that. Everyone wants to see these photos and hear the stories. Dang. And
This
so,
might-
Rich, are these all photos you
That
took?
was pretty deluxe, 12 foot wide back then.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. 12 feet wide.
Yeah, Richie took them from someone's house.
Oh, okay. You took them, but in a different kind of order.
Oh, you just totally
I
stumbled
did
across.
I did not. I just found them.
So did I.
Probably most of these
I'm glad
pictures are Jim's Cadillacs.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, from a certain time frame.
This one's pretty epic.
Yeah, that's Jim Angelus.
This
And
one's really good.
they got
Let's see that.
doing the air over the blood.
Wow. It's pretty amazing, man, because back then there's so little documentation of anything Cleveland skateboarding, you know what I mean? These photos are some of the only stuff that exists.
that's Ridgeville. See,
Really?
back to Ridgeville, Tony Orsino's
See it.
ramp.
Let's see that,
That's-
Becker.
That looks a little more modern, though, but
It was. You can pop off the coping. It had some vert.
Wow.
who's that popping off? Looks like they're doing a little 1 footer.
Oh, that's me.
That's you? Yeah.
The Frigidairs were cool back then.
Yeah. So you built your ramp. How tall was your ramp?
It was 10.5 feet tall. It was like 9-foot transitions with 1.5 feet of vert.
Wow. And I've seen the photos. That thing was just smashed right in between the garages, right? And just a near West Side Cleveland neighborhood.
Yeah, it was real close to the garage on the right side, and then I had a shed. There was no garage in my yard, and just like some pole with the bug zapper on it, which I should have just ripped out of the ground, but I was young and I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Then I would have put the other 4 feet on the ramp. Because
Right.
after that, you just got this bug zapper.
Yeah.
God damn. But we left it.
Here's a little pitch. Who's that?
That's Joe Szynski.
Nice. This is Richie's backyard, like the back view, the south
That
view.
building back there was cool.
Wow, that's it, huh?
Cogswell Hall. Yeah. Someone's
So this is like mid 80s, right?
Yeah, that's probably 86.
86.
Could have been-
Yeah, skate dicks. Look at that on the bottom.
Yeah.
Go, Darren.
That's so good. So good. So what street was that, Richie?
West Clinton Avenue off of 74th.
Those houses
Okay.
would be worth like $700,000.
They are. The one right next door to Sam's just sold for like $500,000.
I believe it.
Wow.
We sold our moms to the next door neighbor.
So what do you guys think? Do you think it'd be safe to say, you guys would know better than me, that Rich, your ramp was probably the first backyard vert ramp in the city of Cleveland? I'm talking city limits proper.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there was no ramps.
That's it.
But
That's
I
it.
took out all the permits and stuff. I didn't mess around. We drew it up. We drew the plans up. Yeah, I got all the permits and stuff.
Wow.
We built it, and we rode. And they tried to, they tried to shut us down and stuff, but they couldn't because of we had the permits and stuff.
Wow.
And then they tried to get us with the a sound ordinance because the old folks home behind us, and they like took us back to court because they put these up, they were like these signs on the telephone poles that were
That's a bad photo when it was getting torn down.
Wow.
That's an idea of the yard.
they were like sound zones. You couldn't make sound. I can't remember the terms, but
So they actually took you to court. You had to go to court over this.
it's because we were being too loud.
Wow.
They created this. I don't know, because the old folks home.
Right. Yeah, that's an awesome photo. That's so
But,
cool.
Sick.
But we came first, so they couldn't do anything about it. We were like grandfather claused in before they made the silent zone or whatever it was.
Wow.
Well, look at how nice you put the fishnet up for them.
That was for the neighbors, so our boards wouldn't go into their land on their cars and stuff.
Richie, you could stand on your hand pretty good.
Yeah, I'll say. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Wow, man. That's so cool. I mean, most people when they build a ramp, they just renegade it. I didn't think like back in the mid 80s, you actually went and pulled permits and did it the proper way. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, they took us to court and we beat them, and it was all on the.
It's on the news.
Yeah, they.
No way.
They because they didn't. There was some pretty good news back then.
It's on the front of the Plain Dealer, wasn't it?
Uh,
Did you ever see that, Christian?
No.
Oh my God, it's so epic. Where is it? We got to find it.
I got a copy in the drawer over there.
Oh, it's so good.
Go grab that. We want to see that.
Oh, it's so
I got
good.
interviewed by all the TV stations and radio stations. I blew up the neighbors on WMMS.
No way.
And the radio station, because they were kind of bummed at me and gave me a hassle too, but they couldn't do nothing.
Well, I know on the one side, like Roberto's parents, they seemed all right.
They gave in after I put Roberto's arm back together.
There was a little kid next door named Roberto, and anyone who came and skated the ramp would know who Roberto is. And this kid would throw rocks over the freaking fence and stuff, and yelling, "You're such a little shit." And one day he got his payback. We were hanging on the porch, and he was riding his bike, and he ate it and broke his arm, like dangling, just like rah, 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 rah. So we earned our props, and Richie popped it back together, and we got him to the hospital. And Roberto didn't talk shit no more.
Jeez. Oh man.
No, but this article's classic. Richie's ramp was so rad because I didn't really even know him when I first went over there. It was just like we talked that one time, you heard a ramp and you just go, and I'm going to go find this ramp. And I just showed up, and no one said nothing. Everyone just kept minding their own business. And it was basically like you had to prove yourself, because you either climbed up the sketchiest freaking 12-foot ladder to get onto the platform, or you just started at the bottom and got vibed a little bit,
Yeah.
But still, it was there. No one said shit.
Wow.
I know, I got it.
Becker, what year was it that when you skated that for the first time?
I can't remember. My guess would be like 87 or something, maybe like that.
Wow. What year did it get torn down?
91, maybe?
I don't know. It was getting beat up. It was right. We already went to the turf. We were going to the turf pretty regular.
Well, Pusshead was there when we were tearing it down, remember?
Yeah,
So that was probably 991. We could do an episode on just the types of recaps that we would come up with. Cutting freaking 2-liter bottles to use as backup knee pad.
Oh, yeah. The caps.
Oh, God. So many splinters.
Wow.
It was always nice when you just got we couldn't use masonite, man. It would just fall apart.
Yeah, totally.
Real quick.
Masonite doesn't work in Ohio. It doesn't work in many places. So I did an episode a long time ago with Garth McCollum, the guy that was young. Where did he come from? Like Youngstown or whatever.
He
like
was
that.
a bass player for this band, Civilian Terrorist.
Yes. Yeah.
They were awesome.
And he told me a story about how he knew you guys and then he didn't see you for a while. And then he came back to Cleveland and skated with you on your ramp. And he was like, there was this moment in time where you and your buddies just decided, like, I don't know if it was a decision or it was just you guys naturally were just progressing, but he remembers a point where coming back to Cleveland and going to your ramp, it was like all of a sudden you and whoever you were skating with was just taking it to a whole nother level. Like, I remember him telling me, it was like, that was the point. Like, you just like, I don't know. He was like, it was like they weren't going to accept doing little airs anymore. Like, the airs were bigger. The skating was just more aggressive. And do you remember, like, at what point was that? You're skating just like...
Well, there's pockets that you get into. You can't go any higher unless you get into one of those pockets, that you can hang out in. So as you get higher, you go into a pocket.
Into the pocket. Do you know about the pocket, Becker?
Yes, Richie explained the pocket to me, and
Yeah.
it made a lot of sense when he did. Think about it. Like, you do a little backside air, you start at the little coping, you hop a little bit,
Yeah.
then you get to the next pocket. That's not even a pocket. That's just...
It's like right when you're peeking out, you know what I mean? And turning, like back in where you're...
Compared to doing a handrail, you do a little 3-stair handrail. You don't got much time. You're like, bap, 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 it's over.
Yeah.
So you do a longer handrail, you crack it, you got a little more time to set yourself up, hit it, and go. Same thing with airs. You get a little more speed, you pop off, you go an extra foot or so, you got a little more time to feel your shit, and then look and stick it, and maybe take your foot off, And those are the pockets. What was the highest pocket you got to, you think?
I don't know.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah.
I always remember the runs like PTs mostly, where like I think a lot of us skate this way too. Like we could go and take 12 runs, and like 10 of them just kind of suck, but you get that one run, and everything comes out, man. And you're like, all right, cool.
Becker, did you ever skate street with Rich back then?
No, not much. Except for in the neighborhood, we'd go to Todd's school and stuff. There's like Richie's neighborhood became the neighborhood.
Waterson Lake.
And that's what I was talking about. Todd was on the east side. Yeah. And
I was going to ask, like,
we
where was...
try to do ollie melons and ollie guardrails and stuff.
And a horseshoe curb that we can ride. You can go real fast and just go, around it because it's a horseshoe.
But Himpit was like freaking street style, as you would say.
Yeah.
That was, there was no real street skating. It was...
I just found the vault of Impit pictures, dude. I don't even know if people really know of Impit.
Did you ever go street skating like downtown back then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'd always go down to, Public Square and ride around in there. And we did a lot of parking garages.
Yeah.
I can't even name all the different ones that we would hit.
There's a good impet overview.
That's Pushead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there were 2 of those banks and all kinds of little obstacles and stuff, and it was freaking pretty lawless down there.
Yeah. Hey Becker, what did we talk about it on the episode you and I did together about how I went to an East Side impet when I was a kid?
Yeah. I've been seeing that a lot lately, actually.
Yeah.
You blew out the spot.
Yeah. Well, it's gone now, and I think I've never been able to. In the '90s, I tried to find it. In the late '90s, I tried to find it. I could never find it. I'm sure it got bulldozed.
What was that? King Kennedy?
No, this wasn't King Kennedy. Like King Kennedy, I think is still there, but there was another park.
There's Richie Allen.
Nice. Yeah, there was a park that looked just like Impit, but it was on the east side of Cleveland. My buddy Omar, he was a black skater, and he took me there because he had the ins. I couldn't just roll up, to that spot. But this was like 1989, 1990. He took me there.
Yeah, I remember.
Just like Impit.
There's Beehive at the Impit curb.
Impit curbs were nice. They were the first ones that were waxed up.
Yeah. So, Rich, I'm sure you will never admit to this, but, with me growing up, I'm younger than you. You, like I said in that post, man, you were always the guy. You were the name I always heard. You were the name. It was like, there was the guy at the forefront of Cleveland skateboarding back then. I didn't know you, but I heard lots of stories. Who were the other friends of yours or anybody? Who were the other skaters in Cleveland back then that you felt were like you were skating with and just were like at the forefront of like pushing stuff around here?
Around here, the people?
Yeah.
Everyone I've mentioned so far.
Yeah.
All those people. And
what about East Side guys? Were there a lot of any East Side guys?
Oh, all the East Side guys.
Yeah, I didn't mention Charlie and Mark.
Yeah, Charlie and Mark, they're big time. But
what are their last names?
Mark Konopka and Charlie Garriga, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like everyone had the teams back then. They were Team Crack initially.
Team Crack,
yeah. They were in bands and they played at the Rolling Bowl when they were having
all the hardcore straight edge shows.
Yeah.
I was there.
Were you there for the big fight that broke out?
I don't know. I was at I still have the flyer, June 3rd, 1989. Or wait, 80. Yeah, June 3rd, 89.
I was literally skating the ramp when the fight broke off and literally flew off like Gator did on Skate Visions, and I took my helmet off and started hitting people.
And you had a beret on just like Gator?
No.
You took your helmet off and put your beret on?
I swear I was skating and the fight broke out like right there. I literally flew off into the crowd like a stage dive kind of. It was crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
It started because Sean Anlick was drinking a beer and they didn't like it.
Oh, wow.
Knocked it out of his hand.
No way.
Yeah. I threw my board at Gator once.
Where was that at?
The Vision Bowl.
What'd he do?
Huh?
What'd he do?
He fell and he was like pouted and he threw his board. And I just got off the ramp, and went flying at me and I had to jump over it. And I was like, that fucking dick. So I picked up his board all cool, like I was gonna get it for him, and as I got close I threw it at him. Bam, motherfucker. But and like 2 weeks later he turned himself in.
Wow.
I don't think it was because I threw my board at him.
It was because of you.
You woke him up.
Yeah. It was all thanks to you.
Yeah. Even Ken Schneider's selling boards too.
And yeah, exactly. We have a lot to thank you for.
And you brought rallies to Cleveland.
Oh, I love rallies.
The first rallies was right around the corner from Ritchie Street. Like the first one that I ever knew of. Like we were in heaven.
Oh yeah.
It was Kenny King's at first.
Wow. So then what, man? So at one point you went out to California. When was that? Like late 80s?
I was 17. It would have been 87 because I turned 18, I think, when I was out there. I wanted to get a tattoo, and I wasn't old enough, and I turned 18. And when I was out there, and Ricky he didn't have a tattoo yet either. So we were both going to go get our first tattoos. And
Ricky who?
Ricky Barnes.
Ricky Barnes.
Yeah. And so we went up to this tattoo shop. I didn't know, but there's like some famous tattoo artists there. But this is so long ago.
They weren't famous yet, probably.
I don't know. And we were just walk-ins. So we walked in and they didn't have no business. So we got tattoos. I got one from this guy named Jack Rudy, which he's all professional. He gave me like this little bird. I don't think you can see it.
Yep.
And I can't remember what Ricky got. It's been Jim Cavalier got a tattoo too. So all three of us did. But then we went back to the apartment, which I was kind of living there. And Dwayne was there. And he's hanging out and doing whatever he does.
Peters, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm just throwing out last names for everyone that
sorry.
doesn't know, or for history's sake.
But
so Dwayne's there.
Yeah, we go back and we're showing him our tattoos and stuff. We're all cool. And he didn't have no tattoos. And he was like making fun of us and shit.
Dwayne?
Dwayne was. He
Whoa.
was like, your body's your temple, you know? And he was like fucking, I mean, it was cool, but your body's your temple. I should have listened to his ass. But
do you have your Upland card? And that's a great picture.
I think I got.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, I do. I got that stuff sitting around. Those I didn't dig out all this shit. I mean, I thought I did. Here's a Virginia Beach.
Mount Trashmore.
Yeah.
Oh God, those were the days, huh?
Is there a photo on the other side of that, Becker?
No, not on that one. The Upland one is great. Richie looks like he could have been a Z-boy back then. Which one is this? Ann Arbor?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. No pictures either, but the old Ann Arbor cards used to have.
Psycho Dave.
Yeah, talking about Cleveland. There's our buddy Phil, just being Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like we could do a whole episode on Impit and all those guys who came out of there.
I know. There could be a whole episode on Impit, a whole episode on Rolling Ball.
Is this Leonard?
That's Cadillac at Leonard's.
Chris Leonard's. That's in Brecksville.
Wow.
That was old.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that ramp.
I love Chris Leonard's ramp. It was the best.
Chris Leonard's ramp was the best. That is now documented.
Then we got Strongsville full pipes.
Yeah.
Everyone skated back then if you skateboarded.
I probably put those things.
Yeah,
Wow.
See.
For anyone that's listening to this on Spotify, you need to go over to the YouTube thing so you can check out all these photos.
You might just want to click on something else.
Why?
Missing out on the photos right now. So get over to the YouTube video.
Are we messing it up?
What's that?
Nah, we're good.
It's a vert ramp. I think these are some skate parks that we built.
That you built?
Yeah. I got a job.
Did you do that? You got a job. You did that as a job, building skate parks?
Yeah.
What year was that? When did you do that?
It was probably 98, I think, because I sold my bar and then got a job with RCMC.
Oh, we
And
got to
they
back
got
it
an
up.
Rick
Back it up.
Hargy's Mason Contractors.
Yep.
Rick
But wait, you had a bar? You got to tell everyone about your bar. We're skipping years here, man. For all the kids out here that want to know about Cleveland's first Ripper, they want to hear the whole story.
All right. So we're gonna go back. What was the evolution of Team Toast? Who were the original Team Toast members?
It was Tom Bierchek and Jim Cavalack, and I don't know those other guys. Wait a minute.
Because that was late 80s.
Than me. There was more people. Probably Joe C. and I can't remember. Some people were showing up back then. I got a picture with it on the ramp. It says Toast, and then there's an upside down cross.
And that's what was on the cover of the Plain Dealer.
Oh, that was.
Awesome.
Amazing.
With the upside down cross.
Wow.
Shut us up.
Mom, I'm going to skate here.
Yeah.
They
amazing.
Nothing though.
So ramp gets torn down. You go to California. How long were you out in California for?
Probably on and off to 93. I got the bar around. It was like almost 94. I can't remember.
What's the bar? What was the bar?
It was a bar that I bought in Cleveland. It wasn't that far from my old house. 61st and Store Avenue. It's kind of between Denison and Clark.
Okay.
5'8" posse. But yeah, I got a loan kind of from my old man, some money, and he knew this guy that gave loans, but I got a loan for the rest of the money. It was all right. You said how cheap bars are back then. I think I got this one for like $64,000.
Wow.
And that you're just buying the liquor license,
basically. Right? Yeah.
And
the locals come with it.
Yeah, you buy the neighborhood, especially at that place.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, I am not lying, but that's all right. I loved all.
Yeah.
So, what do you think some of your favorite ramps were back in the day? Like, because we started like skating towards the 80s, hanging out, and dude, how many times though, like people from out of town. If you had saw some of the videos, like when there'd be the Berea Rolling Bowl demo, that was a pretty good one. When Danforth came to town, you remember that one?
Oh, I remember.
We have this great video. See, anyway,
which one?
When we were hanging in the parking lot, we had to go pick something up for him.
Oh yeah,
There's a video of us just making sure that we took care of ourselves because he had more money than we did. But back then we had ramps like we talked about, like PTs 1 and 2.
Both ramps were excellent, and he was 100% skateboarder. He was going to do anything he could to make it happen.
He did.
He built both of those ramps on his girlfriend's property or their parents, I don't know. But they were awesome.
They were pro ramps, like, you know what I mean? Like
he didn't cut no corners. But back in the day, my favorite ramp was Chris Leonard's because it actually had real vert.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can get that pop. Poing.
How much vert did you have on your ramp?
1.5 foot.
1.5 feet.
Probably a little more on the 3/4 pipe.
Yeah. How much vert was on Leonard's ramp?
I don't know.
Probably a solid 1.5 foot, but it was only like 9 foot high. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it was probably a foot. I got pictures of it. You can probably see, but I would say a foot, an 8 foot, but it was skinny. Oh, I don't know if it was 12 or 16. It had to be 12 foot wide
My
because
gosh, man.
16 was wide. You're lucky if you're gonna get a 16-foot ramp.
It's crazy because even if I go skate a 4-foot mini ramp right now, that's 16 feet wide. It feels really narrow. You know what I mean? Let alone being 10 feet tall and 12 feet wide, 16 feet wide. That seems insane.
Yeah, that's the one thing we had. We had ramps. We didn't have much round wall.
I built a mini ramp under the platform of my vert ramp.
Wow.
With no flat. Was there any flat at all? I don't think
Probably
so.
not. It was there. It was, well, the ramp was 20 foot wide. So now that's all the space you had to make that mini ramp. That's so we can ride in the winter and when it was raining. And we closed it in and shit. There was no door. There was there was the hole under the platform. So you had to crawl under the platform of the little ramp, then pop out under the transition of the big ramp to ride the little ramp.
Wow.
Dude, that house, his house, seriously, without sounding too lame, is like, seriously, if this is like Cleveland's skateboarding deal, like that house is like historical. If you think about it, like all the people that came there and like from
What's the
different
address?
places.
What's the address of that house?
I don't even, do you remember? Like, seriously, think about all the people that would come through,
Well, a lot of people live there.
True that.
I mean, I can name a ton of people that actually lived there, even not when I lived there. Like, they got room and board.
Yeah.
Jim lived there. Bob Beehive lived there. I don't know. I can name some other ones, but I don't want to go on.
You remember the address?
Yeah, I do.
What is it? So everyone knows.
No.
No? Hey, man, someone might be listening to this in 50 years. I'm going to be like, I'm going to go track that house down and take a picture.
I'm friends with the people that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That bought
live there now? Okay.
No, they don't live there. They live next door, though.
Oh, okay. All right. We won't blast it out then.
But I think that first trip you made, like, you went to California? How did you know Ricky and them back then?
Yeah, they already came
on the turf trip or something.
I think so. But
because like those freaking connections, if you think about it, like,
I don't
shaped
know.
a lot of crap. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I met Ricky and those guys the first turf trip. They came into Cleveland and we all hung out for a while, had some parties, and tried to skate my ramp, but it sucked because, the plywood was all
bad.
jacked up and stuff. It was no masonite. It wasn't smooth and,
Ricky still skated it. I remember.
Oh, yeah. Me and Ricky were the only two that skated it.
I tried to skate it. I couldn't skate it.
And there were splinters and shit all over. But we did.
So let's go back to the bar. So through the 90s, you were running that bar out on the west side?
Yeah, I didn't skateboard.
What was the name of that bar?
It was the Beehive Tavern.
Beehive.
The Beehive.
So you did that until what year? What year did you stop doing that?
Probably 97. And then I kind of started weeding myself out and I was trying to sell it. And so my mom was running it while I went to California. My sister worked for the airlines. So since I was young, I would get buddy passes, and I can fly
man.
back and forth all the time.
Wow.
So that was cool.
That's great. Yeah.
But yeah, so they came. We went to the turf. I got some pictures of us all outside and stuff. It was fun. There was some crazy shit that went down. Probably shouldn't talk about it. But yeah, so we went back and stuff, and I think that's when I went out to California. I could have it all messed up, but
Right.
it was something like that. And then the first time I went was when me and Ricky got tattoos, and everyone was older than us.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Chicken had a house in this cul-de-sac, which Barry Deck, Chicken's name.
Yeah.
And everyone was hanging out in there. And me and Ricky would skate out in the cul-de-sac. We had a jump ramp, and we jumped the jump ramp and stuff like that, and go in. Frankie Flores and Dino lived there. Oh, it was so long ago, I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. So then you said you kind of like dropped out of skating a bit while you were running that bar. After you sold the bar, is that when you started getting back into skating a bit, or?
I mean, I did skateboard when I was running the bar, but I wasn't going around anywhere. There were some people
Yeah.
that had some ramps that
Yeah.
I could ride, vert
Yeah.
ramps too.
Yeah.
Like Jason Tetro, and then what's his name? I can't remember, but he had one. He built one in a barn.
Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve had his
Caveman Steve?
Yeah.
Talking about
I
Caveman
guess
Steve?
that might be Steve.
I don't know his last name. We always called him Caveman Steve.
No,
Real
Pisarcik.
quiet.
Steve Pisarcik, yeah.
Real quiet guy,
He
right?
might have. I was. Those years are a blur for me, bro. So, but I did skate Tetros. I remember you picked me up one time. I was like getting out of the
That
halfway
ramp was
house and stuff, and we
rad.
went and rode it. Yeah, that was
It was
fast.
real nice
It was
ramp.
metal. Yeah.
Metal. There's a lot of ramps, you know what I mean? But I didn't go and skate those ramps or nothing every day. It was like, I'm going to go skateboard. Yeah. Yeah.
Just kind of happened when it happened, when people were going or something.
Something was going on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a cool thing. Well, actually, that was when those festivals were coming through town.
The X Games and Mountain
Warped
Dew
Tour
and
and all that.
stuff.
What was the ones with the bands and stuff?
Warped
Those were
Tour.
the Warped Tours, yeah.
Remember the first Vans Warped Tour in Cleveland was down in Valley View, right
Yeah.
at the bottom of Warner Road Hill, Warner Road and Canal. Because I grew up right up Warner Road Hill in Garfield Heights, and I remember when Warped Tour came, I was like,
Was
you
it
think
Vans Warped Tour?
The Vans Warped Tour had the bands. The Vans, and the Vans Triple Crown was like the pro contest. That was like early 2000s.
Well, yeah.
The Warped Tour that you're talking about was the one where the Bombs were playing, and like Dwayne was in town, and none of us knew he was on the wagon at all, and he came to Riot 101, and he wasn't on the wagon anymore.
No. This was before that, when it came through a few times. There wasn't just one.
Oh, the Agora. Yeah.
They were outside. They had built the vert ramp and the flats and stuff. And I went and skated those ramps when they would come through and stuff. I think Steve Alba was like running the building stuff show, and I remember I can't say nothing. But yeah, I lived in a trailer down there in the flats right on the water, and it was real close to where they would have the shows, and Steve would come down to the trailer so he could take showers and shit. But nah, I can't say nothing.
You know what I like? I like how in this we've been talking for an hour between the two of you. There's been so many times where one of you guys are like, "Oh yeah, I can't say anything about that. I can't say
We're trying to be nice.
that."
Well, Steve got all pissed off because Dwayne disappeared and he wasn't working like he was supposed to, and we had to get him back to
Wrangle him.
wrangle him in.
Yeah, he got kicked off the one I was talking about. I felt bad. I didn't know. Like, now I know. But, like, we hung out with him and we're like, dude, here you go. And he had a bottle. And it's like, next thing you know, he's hiding in trailers from everyone.
It's not your fault.
No, but
I had fun.
he got me for free.
Plenty of fun.
So then,
Dude, it was funny though, because those ramps would come into town, and like I know I rode one that was down by Nautica. It was like X Games, whatever the hell something.
Yeah,
I remember like Sergi Ventura was in town, and like I probably didn't skate vert for like 6 months or something, and not a lot, but like there should be like Becker, go, you know what I mean? Go do a sweeper, you know? Like he'd give me his big freaking Pro Design pads. I go on this vert ramp cold, you know what I mean? And just jump in the session, and like that would be my vert experience. That was the same stuff, but we kill it.
That's where I learned to do. I mean, I didn't learn, but I seen it. There was one guy that was riding the ramp with me, and you know, really start. You drop in, you do something, a trick, and you move around, you do whatever. But he would just drop in and do the biggest backside air he could do. It was like, boom, I'm starting, and later, I'm like, damn, I guess that's how you do it. So that's what I was trying to do. I was just trying to start that way, you know, put my tail down, drop in, and just be like, boom.
Those ramps are nice, though.
And if I can get through that, then a lot of cool stuff would happen, you know.
Those runs I was talking about.
The best thing was the first air, though. You had to start like that. I'm trying to remember who the hell that was. There were so many different skaters that came through, man. They were all rad.
On all those Vans things. Yeah. And those ramps are big.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I went so high on a mute air, I had no idea. You know what I mean? Like I did that setup backside air.
Yeah.
I ended up in
way up there,
a whole different zip code than I've ever been in my life. And the best thing I could do is just stay on and make it. And I did. I was like so stoked.
You slow down. Oh,
I was totally in a pocket unknown. For
you
real.
Just slowed down and I'm going.
Yeah, tweaked it a little bit. Yeah. Since I was there.
Yeah. That's the best thing because you get there.
Yeah, see, I feel like I missed out on all the kind of like the smaller vert ramps of the 80s. Like where I grew up down in Garfield, like we didn't, there was no ramp. Like nobody had ramps. It was just nothing.
I skated a ramp with you in Garfield.
My old girlfriend's backyard.
Was there an extension on it?
There was, yeah.
Was it on the left or the right?
Extension was on the left.
Left.
On the left.
Because I remember doing tail taps on the
rocks
and end of that extension and like jumping into the transition. It was cool.
Yeah. Well, there was that ramp, and there was a mini ramp off Shaft Road, and there's a few mini ramps, but I never had access to a vert ramp other than the Rolling Ball. And then even when I went to the Rolling Ball, I was 13, 14 years old, and it was beyond me. So then by the time I started skating vert ramps, it wasn't until I moved to California in the late 90s, and it was the block, the Vans Park in Orange, and it was Bob Burnquist's ramp, and those ramps were just gigantic. So I went from no vert to the most gigantic vert ramps. You know, I was like, this is nuts.
There was no vert ramps when I started. I mean, there was no mini ramps. A mini ramp was something you're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
You know? So it was all vert ramps. The bigger, the better. Yeah, it was real weird when someone built a mini ramp. We didn't understand the concept of why, but obviously, we know. But yeah, maybe that that probably helped. You know,
It
moving
definitely probably,
along.
yeah, it definitely
the-
probably helped move it along and make it more accessible to a lot of people. Um, but
The
still, I felt like by the time I was regularly skating a vert ramp, those things were so massive that it's like I never got that. You know what I mean? Like I never kind of cut my teeth on something here. It just went from a 4 to 5 foot mini ramp to this gigantic vert ramp that the best guys in the world are skating. And it was
with the
just
rolling
like,
ball.
how tall was Rolling Bull?
12.
Yeah. I think
12.
it was like 12 foot 4 inches, actually, something like that.
Oh.
I think Joel said.
It
I was
had
shocked.
like 10 feet of vert
10 feet. Yeah.
and 2.5 or something. No, 2 feet of,
I think it was like over 2 feet of vert.
yeah,
Wow.
kind of.
That was a big ramp.
It was weird.
It was a big ramp.
You slammed on the flat
Oh
bottom.
my God.
Yeah.
It was right on the floor.
Yeah.
The flat bottom was just screwed into the
Masonite
freaking
screwed to the
floor.
roller skating floor.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Scary.
There was no give.
You can knee slide right off of it.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah.
Knee slide into the street course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, going on the flat bottom of that, starting at the flat, and then I remember I still can visualize in my head of going on the deck of that ramp and stepping up to the coping and looking over, and it was like my stomach just dropped out from under me. I couldn't even fathom dropping in on that thing, when I was 13 years old.
Yeah, you had to go for it on that thing. There was no screwing around.
I had no part of building that thing.
Do you guys remember the parking blocks that were on top of the other mini ramp at Rolling Ball?
Oh, yeah.
Who was behind? I don't remember if I was talking to you about that, Becker. Someone didn't remember that.
I don't remember them on the ramp. I remember on the quarter pipes and stuff.
Oh, they were on the deck.
They put them on the ramp at one point. Because I remember doing lip slides and stuff.
Yeah. So, all right, let's bring it back up to after. So what happened after you sold the bar, and then where did life take you after that, all the way to present day?
Yeah, I tried to get out of the nonsense that I was in, and I got an opportunity to go build skate parks, for vans with Rick, which was a great opportunity, and I appreciate it. I think Rick it was insane, to come from.
Did that start with the vans? Was that just like Vans Parks, like off the rip? That was like, what year was that, VTech, when all those Vans Parks started popping up?
Like late.
There's a replica of this.
98.
Yeah, late 90s it started.
Yeah, that was awesome. I skated the chicken one.
I started working with Rick in New Jersey way before that. That's why I knew some concrete work or whatnot. But yeah, I did a lot of work with Rick for this guy Bob Bostowick in New Jersey, and I got to ride the barn ramp and stuff and it was indoor, and there was no indoor ramps here.
Yeah.
And I would get to stay at Rick's and go and ride the barn ramp. And I had a job. But then I would go back out to California or wherever, back home. I could be there for a while. But yeah, the barn ramp was awesome. It was masonite and it was indoor. It was small transitions, had a lot of vert, pool coping on one side. It was only 16 feet wide, but it was wide enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were building parks, did that take you around the country a lot?
Oh, yeah. We built parks in in malls all over the United States. And man, they usually took about 3 months to build. So we were there for whatever we were at for like 3 months, and then there was the opening and the party and all that shit. And all this happened. This is after Vans went public. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because before that, they just had that old other place. You know what I mean? That place that had the vert ramp.
Yeah.
And we used to skate that vert ramp a long time ago. That was a long time. That was like in 87, maybe.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so we built these parks, and they were all, I think the first one was in Virginia. And it was in a mall. And I actually got I think I got the plans for that one. But it was crazy because this mall, in the parking lot, and you had all the, the dividers and stuff and the grass areas in the parking lot.
Yeah.
It was a graveyard. Those are all tombstones and shit in there.
What?
It was crazy, you know what I mean? So you're like walking through tombstones and stuff. I remember one of my friends, they took one home, and I was like, come on, dude.
Oh,
He
man.
put it in his luggage. And I was like, that's
Jesus.
going to cost some money.
Come on, man.
But
So what bowl was in Virginia?
Kidney.
I
got good pictures of that. But yeah. Oh, that's where I met. I'll remember in a minute.
I know. I just went through Virginia a couple of years ago, and there's a park out there. And I remember now there was like a left-hand kidney, and someone was saying they tried to mimic the Vans one.
Yeah, it was fun. I got pictures of it being built with water in it, and then me and my buddy Trenchy standing in it. They're all laying around here, and then it drained, and me like grinding in it, try to make the. I was always told to take pictures as much as I could by Jim. That's why a lot of these pictures Jim probably took. I started after, whatever, but he didn't want them. I tried to give them back. I was like, take this shit. He's like, no.
There's like 1,000 pictures laying around right now on the floor. You have no idea.
Dude, show me a few more.
There's
here. We got zines. I don't even know where the zines are from.
that Swank zine's cool. This is the local yokel. This guy was.
Here's a cool old turf postcard, since everyone's going turf crazy these days.
Oh, yeah.
From Gabby.
Sweet. This is just like some local kid that was skateboarding. He would try McTwists. I don't know if he ever pulled one off, but he was super cool. And everyone had their own zine. I think he was. And this guy, I don't.
Going for it.
And this is like Geek Attack. Everyone had their. I don't know what's in there now. I haven't looked in them, but some of them had some pretty cool art. And
were there many zines, like skate zines, out of Cleveland in the mid to late 80s?
Yeah, these ones were that I just showed you were Cleveland, and we made a few, but I can't remember. Rolades was one of them.
Rolades.
Yeah.
I just listened to MOD yesterday. That album's so bad. So, there's no way it would cut it today.
Look who this is. Brent Kozlowski.
Oh yeah, we were talking about him before.
Like Brent Kozlowski got a shot.
Yeah.
He's little in that picture right there. It's crazy.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
I know there's other people in here.
Where was that guy from?
Bay Village.
Yeah, so that's the guy. I like emailed or texted or talked with him. I don't remember. I had communication going with him. And didn't he move up to Bay Village from Florida, lived here for a couple years, and he got sponsored, right? Am I talking about the same guy?
He definitely
he
could.
did, I think, for a little bit.
And then he ended up getting a board, like a pro model on like one of Bob Schmelzer's companies, like not Circle A, but like something else.
Oh my God, not Bob Schmelzer.
Like Poorhouse or I don't know, something I can't remember the name of it.
I doubt it was Circle A.
It wasn't Circle A.
It had to be him doing something years later, because that was pretty early.
Yeah.
I remember when he started that, he borrowed money from my friend and he owed him money.
And then that's a story we can't talk about.
But shit went down. I ended up with this skateboard collection, a fucking old one, man, by this local gang guy. His name was, I can't say it, but his name was Billy. And he would give me handfuls of boards like every day, and I would go down to the house was right across the street from the beach, right there by the pier, and I would go down there, and people would be coming by, and I would try to sell these boards. Sold all kinds of badass boards, man. I'm like $5, $10, $20, whatever, and I had enough. I had to give dude some money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a partnership at that time. And I had money to eat,
Yeah.
Buy some beer, whatever. But yeah, there was a lot of that shit going down. We had a mini ramp right next door to that house, though, which was badass.
Where was this at?
If I walked out the front door, I can see PCH Pier.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the Huntington Beach Pier.
Huntington Beach Pier, yeah.
I can sit on the curb in the front and I can see it.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, we had that ramp. It was real cool. I seen but we would get in fights and with people, and some of them didn't like us. And there was this Asian gang that
People didn't like you?
no. And they poured gas all over the ramp and caught it on fire. And we ran out there and we're like, oh, what's going on? We're trying to put the fire out. And buddy Drew, he runs over and he's like trying to step on it, and the fire goes up on his legs and shit, and we got to grab him and put him out.
Wow.
It was crazy. This Hawaiian dude lived in a trailer right there too, and he was like, hey man. He was cool.
Hey, so that made me think of a question to ask you. So growing up in the Cleveland area, skateboarding in the 80s and early 90s was rough, right? Like in Garfield, man, we were always getting jumped or fighting, or it was always crazy. What was it like? 'Cause you grew up in like proper Cleveland city limits. See, Garfield Heights butts right up against the southeast side, Warner Road, 93rd miles and all that. So we always get a lot of people from Cleveland coming into Garfield Heights just to like jump the skaters, get in fights or whatever. What was it like for you, in the 80s, being a skater in Cleveland city limits?
It was rough. I was constantly, constantly. But eventually I got to go to the Cleveland public schools, which was way better.
Cleveland Public Schools?
But it was cool, I went to Joseph M. Gallagher, that was right around the corner, not far from my house. Back then, you had to go through metal detectors when you went into school.
Damn, back then?
Hmm.
Wow. That's a long time ago.
But yeah, at Gallagher, they were doing that. But there was a cool wood shop there, Mr. Wells, and we could make any of the shit we wanted, and he didn't care. He'd just sit in his front of his desk and stuff, which was in a separate room from the shop. And we would make little stash boxes for our weed and pipes and stuff. It was cool. And we can hang out there too.
Yeah.
But then I got bused to the east side to John Hay. And
Oh, wow.
that was kind of gnarly, You would get in fights and stuff.
Yeah.
More. But you had to fight. And then my best friend in school was this kid, Mike Hanks, and him and his brother, well, his older brother, Tom, he was a pro boxer. He fought like Camacho on TV and stuff like that.
His name was Tom Hanks, too.
His name was Tom. And Mike was cool. And he had a boxing ring in his front yard for a little bit. And he lived right off of Buckeye. We would walk all the way up Fair Hill and shit and get up there. We had a tree house there too. It was badass. We had a Volkswagen hood that we put on top of it, and it had a sunroof, so we're cool from the rain and stuff, and we can have the sunroof. But there was 2 floors. One that you go up and you take all your shit off. You know what I mean? Your backpack or whatever, your dirty shoes, and then you go up to the cool spot and chill out. But Mike was badass.
Legendary.
Yeah, so I had to fight because he's not going to take no shit from nobody.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I got thrown down the steps once, a big flight of steps, and then held down and like just kicked in the balls and shit. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? But I knew this Donald Booth, he come running out and he fucking helped me out.
God.
But
thank God for Donald Booth, man.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff like that going on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but everyone in your neighborhood was awesome, man. Like everyone was just down, you know what I mean? Like Possum and
yeah, everyone. It wasn't like neighborhoods now, like everyone's hiding, in their house and shit. Everyone was on their porch, chilling out, walking up and down the street, I got some crazy ass stories about that neighborhood, which I can't tell, or they'd be sad.
So what about current day?
Whoa.
Ooh, what's that?
Yeah, that place was going down for a while.
Where was that?
It's rich. It's a new bowl just smashing.
You can drive down there whenever you want and ride.
Yeah.
That was probably what, 88 or something like that, probably? Palm tree's still there.
Spotify people are missing out on that photo.
So who's in this one? Is that Olsen?
Yeah, that's Steve Olsen.
Is that Stitch?
Rich Marco. Yeah. There's Garth.
Let's see that.
What is that, Dayton or something?
Yeah.
Olsen.
So there's Leonard next to Olsen, Stitch right there.
Look at
Garth.
Look at that's Olsen's girlfriend. She's all bummed out.
Yeah, Garth is up there.
He's up in that corner.
Oh yeah, okay. Wow. Where was that photo taken?
There's Mike. Did you show him that one?
I was bringing that out.
Oh damn.
There's Mr. Mike Hanks. Give me the money.
Look at his fist.
He'd get so mad at Tony Hawk back then when he got put on the Sports Illustrated. He'd get drunk and get so mad. He said Tony Hawk just cares about the money. he was adamant. He would get so mad.
He cares about the money.
Here's the barn ramp one. Richie was talking about the barn ramp in Jersey.
Yeah.
I spray painted toast on the wall. You can't see it because it's in blue.
Wow.
And where's this one?
Tom Beardcheck's garage on Clegg Road.
That's in Beardcheck's garage. Dang, that looks fun.
Pretty good winter pick.
Who is that
There's
in the
old
photo?
band pics and stuff, flyers on the wall.
Who was that in that photo?
This one's pretty cool too.
And that's when we were first building it.
Rich's ramp.
Oh,
in
that's your ramp.
gestation.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich, who was that in that last photo?
So who built that? Like, who was the brain?
It was Tom and Jim and me, basically.
Really?
Yeah. Tom was in everything. And he knew how to build stuff.
Yeah, that thing was gnarly.
Tom gave me those videos not too long ago, like I don't know,
Rolling ball.
6 months. Those rolling bowl ones. I didn't know those even exist. He just gave them to me.
Oh, okay.
I told him I was gonna, post them. He don't do none of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's got some terrific stories, But yeah, we talked about what you got going on here, and it's awesome.
I'm trying to preserve something here.
Yeah.
So where are you at now?
Oh, yeah, Cleveland skateboarding. Huh?
There's all kinds of little weird things that,
What about the Fulkersons? We got to mention them.
well, a bunch of people came in together, though. Mike and Phil, man, I can't remember everyone's name. It's crazy. Well, you got Brandon and Shane and Jesse and all those guys, and
All the Impet dudes.
oh yeah, all of them. What's his name?
Is that Mike Koenig?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mike Koenig, and there's always one at every park or so. This guy never had his own skateboard, but he would just hang out at Impet and drink beer and just hang out. And he'd be like, "Let me borrow your board." And he would just go to the bank and do like bonuses off the freaking mushrooms and break people's boards and stuff. Because he really wasn't a skateboarder. Or he was.
Man, he rode that place all the time, and he can ride it.
Remember when Pusshead tried to fight him? Pusshead gave him the one. He went to give him the one Puss punch, and he missed. That was his only weapon. That was Puss's strength, and he missed. And Koenig just worked him.
Yeah.
I kind of just sat there and watched a little bit. I admit it.
We used to, at the bar, we would put straws together and put them over into Scott's drink and drink his booze out.
He only had one eye.
He only had one eye, so you always wanted to sit on that side so he never had that vision, and you can just suck down his drinks. It was, I didn't have no money,
Oh man.
Scott got money.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so basically I would live anywhere in California. I lived in my car. But the cops would come around and they would knock on the window and be like, "Mr. Hamila, you gotta go." And I would park in different parts of, the neighborhood and shit. Sometimes they wouldn't find me and sometimes they would. But we had squats all over the place. As soon as we seen someone moving out, man, we were moving in. And had extension cords and stuff. We would plug into the carports to run electric, and you can always run the refrigerator. And I had a phone in the trunk of my car, and a lot of times they would leave the phone on.
That's when I knew someone got evicted. I get calls from you.
Yeah. And that night we would take the refrigerator and push it in front of the door, so if someone couldn't get in,
Jeez.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
There's a lot of people let you sleep on their couches and shit, though, and
that's a good one.
That's awesome.
That's a little me at the signing bowl.
Dan and
Nice.
That was right around that era.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, Becker, can you guys hear me?
There's a...
No? I think my audio cut out.
What's his name's ramp right there?
Oh, Hutton's. Yeah.
That's
Whitmer, ain't it?
Yeah, that's Whitmer.
This is a cool little one of Johnny Whitmer, one of the Canton dudes.
Yeah, Canton.
The guitar
Stitches.
player for,
and you know he made
the
that. He would just
Stitches.
he would just charge coming in. He probably did a lip slide and just
man, he
brought
was
it
so
in.
heavy, flying 100 miles an
Yeah.
hour and hard and heavy.
I could hear his truck just right there. Blink.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good ramp and strong. So Mike Hutton had.
I keep thinking, remembering more
Oh man.
ramps and shit that I.
Can you guys hear me at all? Hey.
There were more banks in Ohio City, not just PR. There were like, kind of like, I mean, those banks were immaculate, the smoothest, you know.
Yeah.
It was cool. But then there were other ones, they were more impety. And some of them had real steep transitions and they would go down like that. I can't remember the shapes of them, but there were a few different ones because they had built them all around and they weren't big with basketball courts hooked to them. They just had little playgrounds and stuff. But they were more like street skating stuff, you know, more skill to ride.
Yeah.
But we still rode them, you know. Then they disappeared. They tore that shit down. I don't even remember when it disappeared.
Remember the angle banks? They were in Middleburg Heights. They were asphalt loading docks. That was a big one. We used to skate all the time.
There's banks on Mayfield Road, the Midas muffler shop. This is real early with Cadillac and Rich Marco and Jim Angelis and stuff, but they were transitioned like this in the parking lot, and you can actually grind them. But the lip kind of went over, you know, and they're, you know, I don't know, maybe as high as this stand. They're not even your waist. They're probably like this, but it was a transition, and that was the biggest part, and it kind of just tapered off. But you can grind and stuff like that, and I would always try inverts on it because it was a transition. Whoop, you know, put your hand down and come back in.
Yeah, I was just talking about sad plant style. How people will learn inverts at sad plants, or just do them. Just throwing it up.
One day I did the invert on the Midas bank, and I came down and I landed my board on my hand, and I ripped my nail off. It wasn't all the way off. It was still hanging by the corner. And I was like, Dad, that looks like, you know what I mean? So I grabbed it and I was just like, dink, and got it off the rest of the way. And I actually bring it to the doctor in the emergency room because I thought it was bad. And he was like, oh, yeah, you broke your cuticle. It's like mashed right there. So he took the nail and he stuck it back in there, in that slot, so it would, like a cast.
Naturally.
You know what I mean? And then he wrapped it up and stuff, which was cool. But there was a lot of little banks like that, loading dock banks. There was what was it? Man, I can't remember this stuff. It's right off the highway. Man, I can't.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Call this one dude.
Call him.
Yeah, I think his computer broke or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think your computer broke.
Yeah, I was trying to talk, but I don't think you guys can hear me.
No, we couldn't. I don't know what happened.
Hold on, let me try to figure this out.
Can you see me moving around?
It's picking up my audio. I can see it on the screen, but you guys can't hear me.
That it went down.
Bro, I just saw your mic button turn red.
Yeah, can you hear me?
No, not through the computer. Through the...
Okay, I'm going to stop it. We're going to sign out. I'm going to send you another email. We're going to just... so you can split it together. Okay, let me do this. All right.
You know, like memory or whatever. Nothing's really happened. Since years of me having seizures and shit like that, I think I forget stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
So what year was that you hit your head?
I think 2010 maybe. I think I was
Okay.
40,
Sounds about right.
So
15.
2010, you're skating the Bay Village Bowl. And what were you trying?
Make twist.
Mick Twist, yeah, sounds about
I heard you
right.
stuck it.
Yeah. I was
The
just
back
doing
foot came- back foot
figure
came
eight
off.
turns and grinding, back and forth, and I just like blew up, and I tried to run out of a grind, and the board went down the transition, and I stepped on it
Stepped on it.
That's the
as
worst.
it's rolling down.
The worst.
Whoop! You know,
Dang.
there's no
Do you even remember? So you don't even remember hitting your head when that happened?
no. I only had a tiny cut like this big,
Really?
like 6 stitches
Wow.
right back here, and all the damage was right here.
Wow.
Wow. That's crazy. And wait, so who were you with again?
By myself. I was there with my leaf blower blowing off the place.
Who found you though?
No.
I know Robbie Elias said he was there because he said you were just making no sense trying to talk like words that just weren't even supposed to like come close to the thing. And I don't know who else was there.
Yeah, I think I had him. He started babysitting the kids too. I think that was him.
Did they have to life flight you?
No.
No.
They drove me there. And ambulance rides are like $500.
Yeah.
I could have walked.
Crazy.
Did you go straight to Fairview? Because I know that's where I ended up.
I think, yeah, they said if they took me to the other place, I would have died.
Wow.
I know I went like 3 days after it happened. You were in Fairview, and the nurse was just like, "Your friend is lucky to be alive." Like, it was pretty heavy, man.
But you pulled through. You pulled through,
the
and here
good
you
die
are.
young. We got our penance here on Earth. Those damn stories we can't talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you, I'm paying for it all.
Yeah. So
But-
I mean, I don't want to get too personal, but how often do you have seizures from it?
I guess it really depends. What I'm figuring out is sugar really sets it off.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I don't
no ice cream for you.
Oh my God, the last bad seizure I had, I ate this big piece of Dairy Queen ice cream cake because there was a birthday party, and I ate it at like 8 o'clock at night, man. I was like, oh my God, that's it. And it was, man, I just got blasted. I had the whole deal, emergency medicine and crap, just because I wanted a piece of Dairy Queen cake.
Yeah. So that was 2000. So it was 15 years ago? 15 years ago, right? Wow. Crazy.
But a few times a month, could be a few times in a week.
Oh, wow.
It depends. You get into these little deals.
Yeah.
I've been going pretty good for a minute.
Yeah. So what about that whole stretch when you were BMXing after you hit your head? Were you able to pull that off because of the meds like you were on, or
I got myself off those because they make you crazy. You're not self-aware or nothing anymore. Anything.
So you got yourself off the meds and then you started crushing it at BMX.
Oh yeah, I was the best ever, man. I was working out and shit. It was probably the best time,
Yeah.
And
But then a bad seizure, you had to go back to it?
It just happened. The first one happened out of the first one. It was at night, and Sarah didn't know what was happening, what to do. She called an ambulance, and that's when it all started. I started back on medication, which I knew what it would do, and you got to go through a bunch of different stuff. And I still race BMX for a while, but I wasn't stoked anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
go ahead.
I ain't got nothing to say.
So when you go into these seizures, like, are you conscious of what's going on, or is it just kind of you just black out?
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can have one right now, and we can be right here, and I can be talking to you, and
Oh,
even know it.
wow.
You know?
Yeah. Dang, man. That's well, we're all grateful you pulled through it, and you're here, and you're looking almost as handsome as Becker.
That's hard nut.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well,
But
shoot,
You've
man.
had a hell of a run.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So back.
there's many that haven't made the cut.
there's so many people that I know and friends that aren't here now, and man,
Who'd have thunk? For real.
I thought I would go first, but I don't know. It's a bump. It's a bummer.
Becker, help me wrap this up. So let's rattle off the stuff that Richie Richie's got. First vert ramp ever in Cleveland city limits, right?
Yeah, the only ramp.
Only ramp.
He's responsible for Ken Schneider getting skateboards. He's responsible for the ho-ho plant.
Oh, I can never do one. I could do a sapling though, and a tuck knee.
What else was there?
Nah, man, this is the guy, people. For real.
Yeah, yeah.
For real.
I got
He
to
would
ride.
stoke all the sessions, you know, like we all played our part in them, you know, but like Richie was the roller, man. Still is.
I
Yeah.
got to ride Lance Mountains ramp a few times with them. It was pretty awesome. The vert ramp, and then I think he bought the house next door, and they built a mini ramp over there.
Oh wow,
That was cool. The
that's
mini
cool.
ramp. But I fell one time there, and I got a strawberry right on my pants line, and my pants were just kept rubbing it, and it got infected, and I got a staph infection. It
Oh,
was
wow.
terrible because I didn't have a car. I had to get to the doctor. You don't want a staph infection, man.
No, you
I
don't.
even want to explain it, especially
you
when
don't.
you live on the street.
Man,
Yeah.
your couch tour.
Yeah. Every
Yeah.
time I got hurt, I went into the hospital. Oh, and I was like, they ask you all the questions like, I don't live anywhere. And then they're like, he's indigent, you know, and then you fill out the papers, they fix you up, and you tell them you're like, when you get some money, you're going to give us some money, whatever they say. I'm like, right on, you know. But yeah, that works for all you skateboarder people that don't have no insurance or nothing. You're homeless.
Just
Ain't
say you
got
live
no
on the streets.
job, nothing, and I'm hurt.
Yeah.
I'm hurt.
That's a
Help
good
me.
tip. That's a useful tip. Oh.
It worked.
Well, what do you think, Becker? You got any other stuff you want to touch upon before we wrap this up?
Nah, man, this is the real deal, man. I mean, Cleveland skateboarding. You know, Clevo scum, first generation, right here.
Yeah. Yeah, again, to everybody out here that is, maybe younger or people that are going to listen to this in a few years down the road, just got into skateboarding or whatever, the reason I wanted to have Richie on here is because me going all the way back to when I started in the late 80s, Richie's one of the first names I ever heard buzzing around Cleveland. That was like, he was the guy, but back then there was no video footage, right? We didn't have video cameras. Nobody was taking photos. There weren't we didn't have Thrasher or Transworld in our backyard. We just had these tall tales. You know what I mean? I was a little kid, like just hearing these stories, this folklore, so that's why I always felt like it was really important to try to get get you on here and hear some stories and, so they can be shared to everybody else out there,
I just wanted to
So-
skateboard.
So yeah, I guess with that, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this,
Well, thanks for having me on. It was fun. We
Did you
can
guys
talk all
freeze up on
day.
me? Can you
Just
guys hear
trying to
me again?
reconnect. Make sure you have
I'm having
stable
so many
internet connection.
technical
Are you
difficulties with
serious?
this.
Did we lose
Are
it?
you there?
Can
you hear me?
I got a little thing that says trying to reconnect.
Becker,
We almost got
Richie.
it.
We almost.
Ah, shit.
Cleveland, the
call
land
you.
of almost.
Almost.
Hold on.
What's
I'm
going
calling
on?
you.
I'm not leaving. Let me check the Wi-Fi. Says I'm on.
All right, hey, sorry for the interruption there, man. I don't know. I don't understand this computer stuff, so I don't know why it has those problems.
It might have
But
been on our end. I don't think.
who knows?
Where we're at in the Wi-Fi.
You smell like California. What happened?
It's my muskies.
All right. Well, for everyone out there listening, there might be you might notice a couple editing tricks going on just because we've had some technical difficulties
It's
a
always
couple
gonna
times
be
doing
like
this.
that.
So yeah, there's been a few dropouts, but we'll fix it all up. So if everyone out there watching or listening notice any weird little changes, that's why. So I mean, I guess with that, before this computer drops out again, I think we covered a lot of really good stuff, right? I think we're pretty well covered there. Richie's the man.
Another hour?
I could go all day, man.
Are we going to do the version of the stories that we're not supposed to tell, or?
Yeah, I think that's what everyone's going to want to hear is
We are gonna,
the 10 times both of you guys said like, oh, I can't talk about that.
House where we had the ramp that they caught on fire. Me and Scott lived in the garage in the back that was turned into this apartment kind of deal. And we were sleeping one night and we started smelling gas. And Scott got up all frantic and he popped the door open and it was gas all over it. And these guys were going to catch us on fire. Had an upside down cross painted on the door, but they didn't get to catching us on fire. And we started chasing them down the alley.
You were going to be a human sacrifice?
Yeah. And they shooting at us. They were shooting at us. And we ducked behind this dumpster, but they didn't get us. But later we moved to the front of the house. That's kind of when we just were living there. Those same guys came after us. We were sitting in the living room on the couches and stuff. We had a stereo, a old stereo with the glass and that you open. That was on the far side of the living room. Big ass window. We're sitting there in this half center block with Satan spray painted on it in red. I'm like, well, why do they think we're afraid of Satan? You know what I mean? It comes flying through the glass window, pow, and rolls, and then it hits the glass of the stereo, and then it just falls over. And I was like, it didn't break. And I was like, damn. But they took off, and never seen them again. Well, actually, we got in a fight with them walking to this party. Well, Scott did. I let
Are
him.
these just like local HB guys?
It was a gang, like an Asian gang or something that Scott one punched one of them and pissed them off, and then they were out for blood. There's all kinds of funny stuff like that.
Oh man, we need a whole nother episode for all those stories.
Oh man, that's so many.
Well, what do you think, man? Should we wrap this up before the computer dies?
Yeah.
I thought that was good, man. I learned a lot of new stuff. I didn't know. I didn't know about you. I didn't know about the origins of
Fucking
Schneider's
bro.
carrying boards and your vert ramp, first and only, all that stuff. That's good.
Yeah.
And you survived a crazy head smack at Bay Village. And you're here to talk.
I've hit my head so many times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the crazy thing. I busted it out open, and I got hit with a brick once, like right there, fight two kids at the bar. But nothing ever happened like that, you know. And I thought I hit my head hard, you know, but I didn't even know I hit my head this time. I
Yeah.
was doing figure eight carves, you know, grinding, and next thing I know, it's like 2.5 weeks later, and Sarah's in my face, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am? She still does that to me. I had a seizure on the plane a few trips ago, and I was waiting to take off and shit. And next thing you know, we're flying in the air, and she's just holding me like this. And I'm like, what's going on? Because I was so ready. I thought we were going to take off. And she's like, no, we're in the air. I was like, okay.
Oh, wow.
See, all those blackouts as a kid kind of lightweight prepared you for those moments.
Yeah, it's like, man, I watch videos of kids on skateboards hitting their heads today, and I almost die just watching it. It's so,
Yeah.
it's incredible, man, that I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
just
it's terrible.
scrolling through watching shit, and all of a sudden you see, and everyone's happy about it.
Not
Yeah,
cool.
it's crazy.
No.
Well, you look good, man. You look good. You sound good. We're happy to have you.
Thank
Cleveland
you.
Skateboarding is happy to have you. Laying down the groundwork
Props to
for,
your mom too, man.
yeah,
She was the roller.
yeah.
She was the roller. You can go
The
see the picture
first-
of her downtown
The
now.
first electrical bridge operator in the city of Cleveland. She's got plaques on both sides of that green bridge where the skate park is
Yeah.
in the flats. That's
Yeah.
No
her
way.
Yeah,
plaques.
right by Crooked River. You see it when you pull out.
No way. I'll have to check that out. Super cool. Wow.
She's still alive. She lives upstairs.
Awesome. That's great.
Cycle of life.
Yeah.
You gotta
Well, what
put
do you
her-
guys
You remember Grandma Jenny?
Yeah.
She turned into Grandma Jenny. Fuck.
What do you guys think, man? Should we wrap it up? Becker, you got anything else?
No, man. Just this is the deal.
All right.
Here.
Richie, you got
Leave
anything
us
else
some.
you want to add?
What do you want to tell these new kids skating?
Damn. I would say I don't care what people think. You know,
We got a visitor.
I hear him.
wear a helmet. You know,
Yeah.
even if you think it makes you not look cool or something, man, you don't want this.
Yeah.
No, especially at 15
Yeah.
or something like that. You know, your whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm lucky. I've been good for the last 15 years. You know,
Yeah.
my dog wants out.
I hear your dog. All right.
He's old.
All right, well, thanks, Christian.
Let's wrap it up. Take your dog out for a whiz. Well, yeah, Richie, thank you again for making the time to do this. I really appreciate it. Becker,
Thank you
thanks for
having
helping.
me.
Yeah, man. Becker, thanks for helping putting all this
helping.
together.
I can't remember a lot of shit.
That was awesome. It's really cool. So again, for everyone that listened to this on Spotify, you got to check out the YouTube so you can check out all the photos.
Check out
showing through this whole
Rich's
thing.
Instagram. He's got a lot of good ones on there too.
Yeah. What's your Instagram?
What is it? Little West Side Rich or something?
Yeah, little
Little
West
West Side
Side
Rich. Yeah.
But there's some stupid slash marks in between it.
They'll figure it out. Well, Cleveland Skateboarding Instagram follows it. I follow it, so it's not too hard to. Becker, you follow it. It's not too hard to find it. You know.
Right on, man.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, hopefully I'll edit all these breakdowns together, and it'll all be good.
All the craziness.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
We can always do it again.
It'll be fine. It'll be just fine.
Segment.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna hit stop, and then thanks again. And I'm sure everyone will really appreciate this. And I'll be seeing you guys around. We'll be in touch.
Later.
All right, later.
Bye. Later.